Hey guys, so yesterday we got a little bit of a surprise with Chad Doerman taking a plea deal for taking the lives of Chase, Hunter, and Clayton, his three sons, last year, 2023, in Ohio. I myself was really angry after hearing the prosecutor promise that this would be a capital case and that he'd see it through for DP, and then him backtracking on that. And I said on my live, one way I'd be able to accept this was if we knew he sat down with the mother, Laura, and the boy's sister, Laura's daughter, Alexis, and they discussed this beforehand. And it's something I wasn't aware of because it slipped my mind. I've been distracted, I've had things going on. But they were set to testify starting next week. I didn't know it was that soon. And this has been torturing them. This is a decision that was made mainly for Laura and her daughter Alexis, so they don't have to relive it. So no one does, because they have to give testimony on it. I can accept that. And Laura has released a statement that I put to you guys last night. She's happy with this. As happy as she can be. That I can get behind. That I can support. Now take a look at what Prosecutor had to say briefly. And let me know what you guys think in the comments.
And inquired about life without parole. We brought in Laura the next morning, Wednesday morning, and had a very lengthy discussion with her. I cannot state to any level of significance the inordinate trauma that she has experienced. We have met with her 6 or 8 times, and it is painful to her. It is difficult for my assistant prosecutors, difficult for hardened, seasoned law enforcement. And my position became fairly clear to me throughout this process, and most recently Wednesday when we discussed this plea offer with Laura, that doing anything further would be actually an act of cruelty towards her. We had prepared her to testify. She was ready to testify next week. Alexis was ready to testify. But the trauma that these two experienced that day and continue to experience on a daily basis. My job, as I saw it this week, was to relieve them of that additional agony. And that's why we are here today.
So it's those things considered, because I mean, you were adamant early on that you were going to seek the death penalty in this case.
That's right. That's right.
People are not going to understand that a man who killed his 3 sons is not going to face the death penalty. The public is going to have a hard time understanding that.
Well, I'm happy to answer all these questions. Any question like this. Initially, and we indicted him with aggravating circumstances for the death penalty. And he will die in prison. Will he die sooner than he would die otherwise? The last 3 individuals in Claremont County will receive the death sentence. Jerry Lawson around 1988. He died in 2015 after 27 years in prison. Michael Webb, who committed an arson back in 89, killed his 3-year-old son. He died in prison in 2022 after 31 years on death row. So these things aren't a certainty as to when execution may occur. One thing I know is a certainty, is that Chad Doerman will die in prison.
I don't think there will ever be adequate justice. Actually, I know there will never be adequate justice for these 3 babies losing their lives. But for their mama and their sister, I hope we can all stand behind this. As they have said in the statement they released, that this is what they want. Now I hope and pray that these 3 beautiful babies can rest in peace.